Welcome back! Gauntlet of Greatness playoffs continue. We are into the semifinals. Let's take a look at the bracket. We're going to be playing Splinter Twin against Elves. Splinter Twin, look, I think this has been the best deck since day one in Modern. It's won 2 Modern Pro Tours. It's finally gotten banned out. You know, people are like, did it really need to get banned? I'm like, yeah, I kind of think it did. It just keeps winning and winning and winning. Meanwhile, the Elves deck, probably more explosive in terms of combo deck, but I don't know if it's as resilient, especially against a deck with counterspells and pyroclasm. So that's our matchup here for a spot in the finals. I'm going to give props to the people who built these decks, by the way. The Splinter Twin deck was built by Zane Smith. The Elves deck is Caleb Hartikoff. So both Zane and Caleb have already won some store credit from our sponsor, Card Kingdom. And if their deck wins the whole tournament, that's a box of Modern Masters, original Modern Masters. Here's the Splinter Twin deck. It's gonna look familiar to anyone who's been playing Modern, right? You got your basic combo of Splinter Twin going on to either Pestermite or Deceiver Exarch. But the value cards are just insane, right? You get Jace, you get Dig Through Time, you get the 1-mana cantrips, Ponder and, Preordain. You get Chrome Mox for acceleration, and you get Lightning Bolts for removal, plus Mental Misstep. So, I mean, there's a shocking number of upgrades off the banned list into this deck. And, you know, it's just I feel like it's just cruised into the semis. It's looked great. Blood Moon can randomly hose people. So there's your Splinter Twin deck. Here's Elves. This Elves deck, we've actually evolved this one a little bit over the course of the tournament. Turned out trying to run Mental Misstep was just wrong. You just got to have a critical mass of cheap Elves to make this work, especially since you don't get the Odyssey Elves that Luis Scott Vargas used when he won Pro Tour Berlin in the old extended format with this deck. There's no there's no Birchler Ranger, and you don't get to pick up your Elves and replay them the way that you could back in the day. You do get Deathrite Shaman and Skull Clamp though, so it's not all bad news. I don't know. We'll see what happens. You feeling pretty good about your Twin deck, Shadow?
I really like Twin. I mean, it's just been really consistent. So yeah, I feel like Twin's got a chance. It always has a fighting chance.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm faster, but I don't know that makes me favored. Like, I think you're going to be able to interact with me, but we'll see what happens. All right, I've got a match hosted. Come fight me. I will mute you on Skype, and we can chat more after the match. Good luck.
Sounds good. Good luck.
All right. Best 2 out of 3 for a spot in the finals. The spot in the finals, by the way, I think we are going to take whoever wins in the finals next week. We're going to play him against the Eldrazi deck just for fun, just to see what would happen, see whether the Eldrazi deck is one that we think would have just won this whole gauntlet if it was here. So this is 1 mana. It's a Cavern, which is randomly good if he draws his 1 main deck Chalice of the Void. I think this is good enough, right? I get to go Cavern for Mystic. I'm also on the draw. I might draw a second land. I can get... Yeah, I think I keep this. I mean, it's cheap creatures and Glimpse. It can't be that bad. I guess I'll be sad if I get my Mystic bolted. But what are you going to do? Cavern's also good versus Mental Misstep. That's true. Not going to get my Mystic misstepped. Alright, he pondered and he chose to shuffle. Well, that's good news. Okay, I'm happy to see the forest. I'm still leaving Cavern. So how do I play next turn? Seems like it's... Oh, yeah, it's... Well, Glimpse Mystic Heritage Druid doesn't let me activate Heritage Druid. Is there a way to try to turn 2? Oh. So if I go Glimpse... Wow, it's close. It feels like I just set up for next turn, right? Well, I could go land. I could go Mystic... Sorry, I could go Heritage Druid, Nettle Sentinel. Tap, tap, tap for 3 mana. And then Glimpse... Mystic. I get 1 card in that world. If it's a 1-mana elf, I probably go off and win the game. But I'm not sure that those odds are good enough. I think I just do, like, and he can't kill me next turn. Like, I'm going to get my turn 3. So I think that means I just Glimpse, draw 2 cards, and set up. He doesn't have main deck sweepers. He has lightning bolts, but... Yeah, I'm going to cast Glimpse. This might get Spell Pierced, but I'm actually okay with that. Because it means he won't have a Spell Pierce next turn. Well, he's less likely to have a Spell Pierce next turn. Yeah, okay. Does have the Spell Pierce. I wasn't going to pay anyway, which is why I didn't want to give him the information of knowing I had a land. So... Wait, which one of these do I care more about? I guess I care more about the Heritage Druid. So I'll expose this one to Mental Misstep. Yep, that's less than ideal. But I mean, the combo is to have both of these. I guess you want multiple Sentinels? I don't know which one I care more about. I mean, obviously I care more about whichever one I'm not about to draw another copy of. I think the first Heritage Druid has to be more important. Dryad Arbor. Okay. I mean, this is Glimpse Mystic and see what happens. Does he have another Spell Pierce? Well, there wasn't a whole lot I could do about that. I mean, I can pay, but I can't... Dryad Arbor has Summoning Sickness, so I can't get mana out of this turn. Sad. Now we're a beatdown deck. Right? Which is the thing this deck can do. And I'm not that far away from hardcasting Craterhoof Behemoth. Man, the Spell Pierces were really good. Yeah, he's gone Pierce, Misstep, Pierce. And has essentially... Yeah, he blunted the combo side of my deck, right? He stopped the 2 Glimpses. I haven't gotten any value that way. I don't think I did anything wrong. But his draw has been pretty annoying. Now I just have to hope he can't combo me, right? That I can actually get in enough attack phases to accomplish something. That's interesting. What would I get with Green Sun Zenith? I mean, I can get Nettle Sentinel. He's on 4 mana untapped. Huh. Visionary would let me draw a card. Shaman of the Pack would randomly deal some damage. Nettle Sentinel would set me up to be a combo deck if I draw like a Skull Clamp. Basically have to draw a Skull Clamp. I don't think I have an I don't have an Archdruid in here. I don't think. Yeah, there's no Archdruid. I mean, the closest thing I have to a Lord is actually the Turaga Warcaller, but I can't pay the kicker cost if I'm getting it. Yeah, it's Visionary, Shaman, or Nettle Sentinel. I mean, I guess I could hold it too, right? I can just attack for 4. My attack for 4 works though. Like, just having a Nettle Sentinel to also attack with is exciting. Visionary is like smaller, but I get a card. Dwynen's Elite lets me have 3 power. And it's more Elves for this Heritage Druid. Maybe it's Dwynen's Elite. Yeah, I think it's Dwynen's Elite. Well, I'm going to attack and see what he's got. Though I guess I should have Green Sunsed first, so that I had the ability to pay for Spell Pierce number 3. Yeah, that's what I should have done. Unlikely to matter. I think the list only has a grand total of 3. Alright, here's 3 power, and here's 2 more Elves if we ever get a Crater Hoof. What's he doing? Uh-oh. End step. How close am I to lethal? I think this is pretty close to lethal next turn, right? Yeah, it is, right? Wow, he's just got nothing. Crazy. Alright, we'll take it. That's one of the advantages of the Elf deck for sure, is the fact sometimes you're just randomly a beatdown deck. Alright, sideboarding. Essence Warden is definitely coming in. This actually shuts down the Deceiver Exarch combo. Every time he makes the Deceiver Exarch, a creature comes and enters the battlefield, which means I gain a life. Pestermite still wins, and obviously he has a million ways to kill small elves, but I'm not going to not have it in my deck, right? It's a thing that he is forced to deal with. The other interesting thing here with sideboarding is I feel like I'm the faster deck and I'm the combo deck, so I don't really want to dilute things. I mean, I could put in a bunch of discard, right? I could set up a bunch of Thought Seizes. I don't think that's the way I win. I could bring in a bunch of Abrupt Decays and try to stop him from comboing me off, but I don't think that's the way I win either. I need the one Rex Sage because I can get Chaliced, which is just a destruction. I mean, maybe I don't need the Shaman in the pack. Like, the game where I go wide with Elves is a game that I'm just going to win anyway. Alright, so that got the Essence Warden in. I mean, this guy's kind of a dork. I had so much bad luck with the combo side of my deck when I was trying to go off with these things that you know what? I'm just running it this way. I got all my Elves. I don't think Abrupt Decay is how I win this game. I don't want to draw multiple Skull Clamps, so I can imagine the case for taking out one Skull Clamp. That said, I really do want to draw one Skull Clamp, and the second Skull Clamp is sometimes useful for killing 2 toughness creatures. I mean, draw 4 off a Deathrite Shaman is kind of insane, right? Abrupt Decay for his Blood Moons does a little something, except I don't think Blood Moon is game over. I mean, I should put a priority on fetching a basic forest so that I don't die to Blood Moon. Alright, this hand looks fine, right? I have mana, I have Skull Clamp, I even have Glimpse. I think this is a keeper. Chalice 1 would be a Savage Beating. But what are you going to do? Probably take it. Hope it doesn't come down right away. Interesting. He's done nothing. I mean, I could go for Glimpse creature. I can also go for a Skull Clamp. If he's got a Preordain, then feeding it a Skull Clamp is the right answer since I have 2? But Glimpse Creature is a much more efficient use of my mana. Yeah, and the thing is, Skull Clamp on future turns is good enough. I think it's Glimpse. I think it's Glimpse Creature. Just try to get some value and or bait out a Spell Pierce. Slash Misstep. Of course, now I can go Skull Clamp. Yeah, I think I try to get a Skull Clamp down. Alright. Now, I'm a little vulnerable to Pyroclasm here. But it's really hard to play around that card. And I mean, obviously I have to worry about getting comboed out. If I hit perfect, I might actually want Crater Hoof. So that's not how I wanted to play this. Nice. Sentinel and equip. Llanowar Elves to have mana next turn? No. I think I just have to start playing out my combo elves. Yeah, I play the Essence Warden so that I can't get combo killed. I played these in the wrong order. Obviously, I should be up a life. It's completely irrelevant to the matchup, but once I decided I was playing the Essence Warden, I obviously should have played it first. Now he has to be distracted by the Essence Warden. If he has the ability to only kill one, he should kill it. And this... The only thing that beats me is Pyroclasm. I was about to say that. Arg! Alright, let's see if we can get some value back. Man, if you didn't end up Pyroclasm, we're obviously way off to the races. Oh, as it is, I feel I'm gonna fizzle because I don't really want to kill my Heritage Druid. So this has to be like a 1 mana, 1 toughness elf, or we're basically done. So I could Green Sun for 0 to get Dryad Arbor, but it doesn't really do anything. I'd rather use the Green Sun to get Nettle Sentinel to go off on a future turn. So I'm just going to use my last mana to equip so that I draw cards on a Pyroclasm, or so I'm that much closer to playing second Skull Clamp and killing this for 4 cards. Right. So I can Green Sun for Nettle Sentinel. It's funny, I don't have anyone... Yeah, I Green Sun for Nettle Sentinel. I make some mana. I use it to draw 4 cards off Deathrite. And then we see how far we can get. What's he thinking about? Does he have misstep? That's annoying. That's super annoying. This is my whole plan. Ah, none of my creatures died without the second Skull Clamp. That's annoying. Eh, it is what it is. So I can Green Sun Zenith for... I guess it's just Green Sun for Visionary now, right? Or Dwynen's Elite. Visionary gets me an extra card. Dwine's Elite gets me a 2/2 body. And, like, a mana. I think the card is probably more important right now. Yuck. I'm gonna pay, right? Yeah, I can make land with this, but it's running me out of mana. Why can't I tap this? Does that not count as a mana ability? Oh, you've got to be kidding. There's a Misty Rainforest, and this guy doesn't have Summoning Sickness. Shouldn't it let me use that to pay? Oh, Magic Online, why do you do me like this? That's frustrating. It's not a mana ability. Okay, I guess probably Magic Online is doing this correctly, and I needed to activate the ability before I let the Spell Pierce resolve. It's just like they're training me to do things when the ability is... whatever. Yeah. I meant to pay. I don't get to pay. This makes me sad. I guess I'm done. Yeah, it's not a mana ability. Everyone in chat is backing this up. I needed to float the ruling first. Oh, because it requires a target. Sure. Should be responded to. That makes sense. I draw the Visionary anyway. It's funny. I could have made mana, but I think I'm going to wind up attacking. Maybe I'm not going to wind up attacking. Yeah, I'm going to clamp Visionary, and we're going to see how far we get. We're going to get pretty far. Make mana, draw 2. More mana. I'm going to play Dwine's Elite, which gets me my Nettle Sentinel. And a Dork. Now I can make mana tapping. Summoning sick creature, and Nettle Sentinel. And I can draw 2. Even more good things. There's a limit to how many summoning sick creatures, how many able to attack creatures I want to tap. So I think I'm just going to do it. I'm going to essentially surrender a Nettle Sentinel tap. Oh, I see. What I should do is I should get another Nettle Sentinel. Yeah, that's what I should do next. Right. Now, every time I play a creature, I have 2 things that I can tap for mana. And I can use that mana to draw more cards. 3rd Metal Sentinel. Even better. Yeah, we should now have essentially infinite mana. And I just need to not run out of stuff. Man, this was a tough game. This was a Pyroclasm and Engineered Explosives for 1, and 2 Missteps, and a Spell Pierce. But he couldn't combo me. Now it's just a matter of building up the mana to Craterhoof Behemoth. And we get to attack for the win. Crazy. Elves is going to make the final and not Splinter Twin. And if I wasn't about to win, I would sort through all of the triggers and things. Heritage Druid. 1, 2, 3. Sort to 6 mana. I don't think he can do anything about Craterhoof Behemoth. I think I can just summon him now and win the game. Crazy. Bang. Elves,
Good game, sir.
How about that elf deck, huh?
How about that elf deck? I was just an Exarch away from being able to win for like 100 turns, but I couldn't find one.
Okay. You had, I mean, yeah, through Pyroclasm and Engineered Explosives, and Skullclamp's also a hell of a card. Not an elf, but it's an honorary elf, right?
It is a hell of a card. Yeah, like I had some counter stuff for you, and I had a Splinter Twin, and I found nothing that helps me search. Just nothing. And it just wasn't there. Wasn't there for another 9 turns. I had 9 more turns to survive.
Wow. What happened the first game? You just had nothing?
I don't remember the first game at this point. That was such a beating. I beat all of them.
I was attacking with random dorky elves, and you didn't do anything to ever stop me.